Hey friends, Kathy Lanzalaco here with another episode of Inspire Careers Spotlight on Careers, the video podcast series where I bring important career related information to you, oftentimes in the form of interviews, but today one-on-one with you, providing you information to help increase the effectiveness of your career. Today, I want to talk about why recent college grads are having trouble finding a new job. It's still happening. Graduation season was in the spring. Here we are rounding the corner to fall. The pumpkins are out. And I know that there are many, many recent grads that still have not landed their jobs that they have been looking for. And in many cases, there's a big misconception about why these young people are not landing the jobs that they want, the jobs that they've been prepared for. And I want to break down some of those stereotypes and some of those assumptions about why they are not having the jobs yet. However, I want to tell you why I think it is, and more importantly, to be able to share some strategies to improve the outcome. So first of all, I hear this every day. There's a huge rumor, perhaps, or opinion out there that Gen Z is lazy and that they don't want to work, that they have an entitlement theory, they want more than everybody else got when they started, and they should pay their dues. Well, you know what? I don't ascribe to that. I don't think that they're lazy at all. Not my experience. And I work with young people all over the country, recent grads, helping them land fabulous jobs. I work with them intensely, so I really get to know them. None of them are lazy, but they all do have one common denominator, a thread that I can tell you instantly what the problem is when I talk to these young people. And it may differ from person to person what the element of that issue is, how it plays out. But overwhelmingly, they just don't know how to search for a job. And really, I work with executives that don't know how to search for jobs. And so to hold a fresh grad, a recent grad to the same kind of standards of having experience in the workplace, I think is kind of crazy. So really, I don't think that they're lazy at all. I just don't think they know what to do. They don't understand what today's job search landscape is like, so they don't know how to prepare. They think they know certain things, and we're going to cover that. They do know certain things, but there's a lot of things that they don't know, and they don't know how to find that out. And they're not really sure, even when they hear things, how to execute on it. They hear a lot of stuff. So what's true, what's not, they don't really know. And then what oftentimes happens, and I know this happens to me, and it probably happens to you, is then you become part of analysis paralysis. Now I don't know what to do. I don't even know where to begin. The few times I've stepped out, I have not had success. So, maybe I just won't do anything. I'll wait because eventually I'll get a job, something will happen. Well, this happens all the time. These young kids get stuck. They get stuck quickly because they just don't have the coping skills and the maturity that mature job seekers or mature people like myself have. They don't know any better. And they don't have the tools to know that in the life experience. They just don't. So they're not lazy. People saying that they don't want to work, that's not true. But if we go down that path and say, well, they just don't know how to job search, what are they doing wrong? Let's talk about that. And I will use the word wrong because it really isn't the best way to find a job in many cases. And look, there's always going to be one exception to the rule. So if you are that person, yay for you. But what we're going to do is be able to turn it around. And a lot of times this turns it around instantly. So you figure, could I be doing it better? Yeah, you could. So let's do this. All right. So in many cases, what young people are doing, and I'm going to use that word wrong again, is hiding behind job boards to apply for jobs. Well, the graduation balloons are put away. Now it's time for me to find a job. I'll go on Indeed. I'll go on maybe on LinkedIn, but I'll definitely go on Indeed and I'll start pressing some buttons, uploading my resume I got from the Career Center that I don't even know what it looks like. I haven't taken any time probably to customize it. One, because they don't know they should, and two, they don't know how. And they just keep pressing buttons. They keep applying for stuff they think is a good fit. They're not really sure. They don't know, right? Statistics are out there, and anybody that's been in the job market knows this. Statistics are out there that 80% of the jobs are probably not even posted and are accessed best through networking. It's this hidden job market, and we've talked about it before. But those are the best jobs. Those are the jobs that aren't posted, that you're only going to find out by talking to people and knowing what's happening inside an organization, having someone advocate for you, maybe pushing your resume ahead to somebody else. Those are the way people generally find jobs. Do people find jobs on job boards? Oh, yes, they do. Every day they do. So I will never tell people not to apply on job boards. Apply. Definitely go ahead and do that. But that's only one piece of the strategy. And if you're going to do that, you have to have a strategy for that. What I mean by that is just changing your resume a little bit for each job. And these young people that come out of college, they don't understand that because they figure, I only have this degree. I may have an internship, I may not. It's kind of what you see is what you get, and they throw it up there. Well, what I'm suggesting is instead of doing that, taking a job posting that you're interested in, comparing it against your resume, and understanding that concept of keywords. I know they've heard it, and I know if you're watching this, you've heard it. And I don't mean mimicking the entire job posting, but to pick up the main phrases, the main themes, and to be able to make sure that those are integrated into a resume. So for instance, if you want to be a marketing coordinator, does your resume really speak to that? What is the value you're offering to an employer? This is the biggest problem I see with Career Center resumes is that they're all standard, doesn't really tell you anything about anybody. And when 1,000 people are applying for the same job, what's the difference? They can pick anybody. So I guarantee that these young people will have a better opportunity to get a direct hit if they modify, and I mean modify, not a complete rewrite, their resume when they are applying for different jobs. Also, being more strategic about the job boards that you're using. Indeed can have a lot of great features and there's a lot of jobs on there, but by the same token, when you press that quick apply button, even on LinkedIn, you can do a quick apply or an easy apply and your resume information gets shot up. But to take the time actually to include a cover letter if you can is a great opportunity to separate yourself up from everybody else's. And do you have a cover letter? Recent college grads, do you have one? And what does it say? Does it tell me something about you? Tell me something exciting. Tell me something different that I can get from your resume. That's going to help you get noticed too. And when you're looking at job boards, LinkedIn is a great place to look, particularly for better level positions, as well as niche job boards too. So if you are looking for a job in marketing, in sustainability, in startups, in engineering, there's a lot of niche job boards that you can go to as well. Not sure where to find those? Go into AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, get a list, and then go check some of those out. Can't rely on ChatGPT completely, but that's a good place to start brainstorming some ideas. All right, so then the next thing is upskilling. When new grads leave college, a lot of times they feel like, well, I'm done, got what I need. I've learned everything. I should be able to go start my career at X job in X industry. Well, oftentimes you've completed the course of study. Maybe you had an internship, maybe you didn't. And a lot of young people that are graduating now still didn't have internships because of COVID. Things were taken away. A lot of disruption at that point. So how can you separate yourself out more and be that candidate of choice? Upskilling, taking the time after graduation to recognize you still have a lot to learn. How good are your Excel skills? How good are your word skills? How good are you at the technology that's important to the type of work you want to do? I'm not even talking coding, but listen, being able to code in many jobs now is critically important. Understanding AI prompts or how to use AI, critically important. And even some of the very fundamentals of jobs, we go back to the marketing thing that we were talking about, being able to take some courses, gain some more confidence, and put some more tools in your toolkit to be able to be a stronger candidate, critical. Many recent grads don't think about it. They think they're ready and they have everything. Well, you could take yourself to the next level and command more money when you do that. So that's another great thing to do. The other thing is to network. That's the dirty word. People don't like to do that. Oh, I'm afraid to talk to people. Or they like to go to, or they will go to networking events, where they have happy hour and this because it's informal, we're talking. But the reality is, are you really establishing relationships? Are you following up? Are you just there for the free drink at the bar? Or to check the box to say, I did it, but I didn't meet anybody and see anybody. The reality is you got to develop relationships. This is where it's all about. You can join a job search support group. You can get just a couple of people together, even friends together, that you're all searching for a job. And what can you share amongst each other that that maybe each of you didn't know, but collectively you could really improve your job search opportunities. Who do you know at family events? Like, people come to your house, it's a networking event. Tell everybody that you know you're looking for a job and what you're looking for. There are tons of meetups and young professional groups to be able to go to meet people. And listen, everybody's kind of feeling a little bit awkward, not really sure what to say. So you're in good company. Get that elevator pitch under your belt and you'll feel even better about it. But you have to start talking to people to really be able to develop the relationships. The other thing is targeting companies versus targeting jobs. Every single recent grad that I talked to, they are targeting job titles. Job titles are so deceiving. They can be deceiving. And you know this, if you're looking online, you see a job posting and they'll say what the salary range is for it. And it can be anywhere from $50,000 to $350,000. What does that mean? An HR manager or an HR director, it's a great example. An HR director at a nursing home will make $50,000. An HR director at a multinational retail organization will make $150,000, maybe more, plus bonus, stock options, whatever. So titles, not so much of a great idea. However, targeting companies allows you to learn about the company, do your research, find out about their hiring processes. How do they treat their people? Have they been hiring? Are they downsizing? Do they even do work that you like? Right? How do you want people apply for jobs, don't even know anything about the company and say, I can figure it out. Then they get in there and realize that the culture is toxic. They don't even like the product that they're selling. So the more work you do up front about that, targeting companies, researching them, asking great questions, it's going to help you land that better job. And then the last thing that I'm going to suggest, because I know that this is a problem for young people, it's a problem for many of us, I get it, is living in the world of being uncomfortable. And oftentimes when I talk to recent college grads and I say, well, what did you do to make yourself uncomfortable lately? And they say nothing because they're not even sure what that answer should be. Should I be making myself uncomfortable or shouldn't I? I don't even know the right answer for that. I understand that, right? The expectations are very cloudy. But I'm saying being able to step into that zone of uncomfortableness, that's where the growth is, that's where the opportunities are, and we all have them. I am way older than a new college grad. And I'll tell you, I feel uncomfortable about a lot of things, but we have to be able to do that and practice that. And the earlier they learn that in their career, the more flexible and agile they'll be throughout the entire length of their career, opening doors to a lot of opportunities that they would not have gotten, but their bosses, their coworkers are going to see that in them. And it's going to really have great payback for them as they get older. So listen, this is the problem. People just don't know how to job search. Why do we expect recent college grads to do that? You want to help the new college grad in your life? Push them outside their comfort zone, encourage them to get out there. Maybe not make it quite so easy for them either. I'll tell you what, when I work with young college grads, and I work with them all over the country from fabulous schools as part of my Inspire Career Student Professional Launch Program, once I start making them uncomfortable, but knowing they have a safe place with me and knowing that whatever they do, I am here to support them, but they're exploring and they're going out and they're trying to be uncomfortable to see what's on the other side, they all step up to the challenge and they all succeed. So as a parent, I know this too, that sometimes it's very easy to want to protect our kids from struggle and we want to find that job for them and help them. And being able to let our kids do this on their own is a huge gift too. And when I say on their own, that doesn't mean you don't get support from you. Doesn't mean you don't hire a career coach like me. Doesn't mean you don't have them work with someone else. The point is that they do need support. But when they feel that they are making the calls, they are taking the action, their confidence goes up, and so does their level of success. So my final word on this today is let's break down those barriers and let's break down the stereotypes that young people are unmotivated and that they don't want to work. They do want to work, but they're not necessarily sure how to get that job to go ahead and work. And even executives, people that have been in the workplace for 10, 15, 20 years, find it hardness to keep up with all the changes that are happening. And while the recent grads don't have that perspective of 10 or 15 years to compare it to, they still don't know what's happening today. and how that plays out and what actions are going to bring them the greatest return on investment. What are those? I'm going to say again, those are just tweaking your resume for different job applications just to align closer, reaching out to people, networking, talking to people. Use job boards, but not as the sole way to find a job. Target companies instead of targeting jobs, and learn to be a little comfortable living in the world of uncomfortableness. You can always retreat back into that comfort when you want, but just try a little bit, and that is going to help a fresh new grad be able to take those steps to be able to launch into that fabulous career that they deserve. And listen, when you upskill and you are confident about the value that you offer to a particular company, your price tag goes up too. And really, isn't that why we are all working for money, right? To create our lives as a means to an end. So this is Kathy Lanzalaco from Inspired Careers. And if you have a new grade in your life that needs help, please feel free to contact me here. In the meantime, until we meet again, live inspired.